Hello, and a warm welcome to our weekly show, Love Athletics. In this program, we bring you the latest highlights from our sport with expert input from different continental areas. We are delighted to have as our guest today, Ludmila Yakusheva. Hello,
Hello.
Ludmila.
Hello, Anne, and hello, everybody.
Lovely to see you, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you for inviting me here.
Thanks. So let's first take a look at what's been happening over the last week. So the Diamond League continued in Paris, and three Tokyo champions who had faltered 2 days earlier in Lausanne renewed with victory. Elaine Thompson-Herah, in the absence of Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, who returned home for a break after Lausanne citing fatigue, took the 100 meters in 10:72. Hansel Parchment also bounced back to take the 110 meters hurdles with a season's best of 13:03, ahead of Lausanne winner Davon Allen, who also set a seasonal best with 13:08. And Mondo Duplantis was back in the pole vault, clearing 6 meters 01 before making 3 unsuccessful attempts at the world record at 6:19. And in this competition, the Philippines' Ernesto John Obiena was second, improving his PB and national record to 5:91. Tables were turned, however, on other Tokyo champions who could not confirm their top spot in Paris. In the women's high jump, Nicola Mcdermott defeated Maria Lasitskene on countback. Both cleared 98, but Mcdermott did it on her first attempt. It was the first international win for the 24-year-old Australian after a series of second and third places. 2 times Olympic gold medalist Sandra Perkovic won the discus with a best throw of 66.08, while fresh Tokyo champion Valerie Allman was third. In the 3,000 meter steeplechase, Tokyo bronze medalist Benjamin Kigen took revenge over Olympic champion Soufiane El Bakali, who had an unfortunate fall at the first barrier and did not finish the race. Kigen's mark of 8:07.12 was one of the 2 world leads registered in Paris. And in a good morale boost for Kenya, he led a clean sweep ahead of countrymen Abraham Kibiwot and Leonard Bett. The other world-leading mark was set by Francine Niyonsaba. After coming close to the world record over the 2 miles in Eugene, the Burundian clocked 8:19.08 over 3,000 meters in Paris, the 6th best mark in history, ahead of Ethiopia's Eyigayu Taye. And as the road running season picks up, the world record was beaten in the half marathon. Yalemzer Yehualau clocked a stunning 1:03.44 at the Antrim Coast Half Marathon in Larne, Northern Ireland, smashing the previous mark set last April by Kenya's World Marathon champion Ruth Chepngetich by 18 seconds. Yalemzer, who had placed 4th at the Ethiopian trials on 10,000 meters, missing the Olympics, had been runner-up to Chepngetich in Turkey in the Kenyans' record-breaking run. Now it was her turn to shine, and the 22-year-old Ethiopian is the first woman to break 64 minutes for the half marathon. After Paris, top athletes had the chance to relax for a day in the French capital before heading to Brussels, and Maria Lasitskene enjoyed the opportunity to visit the Eiffel Tower. But let's get back to our guest. Ludmila, you were commentating the Tokyo Olympics for Ukrainian TV. What were your favorite moments of the Games?
For sure, for me, certainly the performance of Ukrainian athlete, but If we will talk about global athletics, first of all, it's world record of Yulimar Rojas. You know that I'm former long and triple jumper, so I have been waiting for this world record for many, many years. I think more than 5, if even everybody started to say about world record of Yulimar Rojas just maybe 1 or 2 years ago, mostly after the World Championships in Doha, but I expected from her the greatest result even early, because I saw great and one of the biggest potential in this woman, in this asset. And for me, it was only questions when and where it will be happened. And I think the Olympic Games is the right place and the right moment for Yulimar Rojas to break the world record. And years ago, I spoke to already former world record Inessa Kravets, and with one of the first in women's triple jump, with Galina Chistякova. She is the world record holder in women's long jump. So both of them say we have no idea why nobody can jump over 16 meters. Not only it was not only about world record in women's triple jump. So I think as well as Inessa Kravets, that Yulimar Rojas is a person who can jump even over 16 meters. Yes, right now it looks maybe a little bit incredible, but it's absolutely possible for Yulimar if she will more focused and more hard and more focused in her technique during the second step. It's my own opinion. That is the first lovely moment for me from Tokyo Olympics, and already in this day, it was the second one. My favorite moment from Tokyo Olympics is the men's high jump. And 2 winners, two Olympic champions. It was first in the Olympic history in men's high jump. So Tamberi and Barshim. Look, that is absolutely incredible photo. And for me, Barshim was obviously, he was stronger than Gianmarco Tamberi, but when they were asked about to continue competition, to just to know the only one Olympic champions, Barshim didn't think even a moment to ask the judges just, could we be the two with gold medals? It was incredible, especially for people who know the stories about these 2 men, because when Gianmarco Tamberi was injured and he missed Rio Olympics because of that, and then when he tried to come back to the field, the Mutas Esa Barshim was the first of his rivals who just gave him a big hand and a big help to recover, first of all, mentally. And for me, it was incredible to see them both at the first place of the podium. And maybe the third one could be Lamont Marcel Jacobs, but I think it, for me, it was a sad moment. It was relay, men 4x100 relay, and certainly the gold medal for Italy. Especially about, I know that relay, it's all about the team, but this final made Tortu for sure, because he's the first Italian under 10 seconds, but at during winter season, during this summer season, and during the Olympics, especially after the gold of Lamont Marcel Jacobs, he was like in the shadow of the Jacobs. But in this relay, he was absolutely incredible. I remember when I have been commentating this final, it was for me like not Italy, but just torto, torto, torto. And yes, he did it. It was absolutely lovely moment for me, and certainly 73 years from first gold medal in this event in men's 4x100 relay, and until second gold medal for Italy. It's a long period, but they deserve this medal and they deserve this gold, and it was incredible fight on the track.
Thank you very much, Luda. It's very true what you say about the 4x100 relay. Of course, they had very good changeovers. Every one of the athletes gave a lot, but Tartu really ran his heart out.
Yeah, for sure. He was incredible on his leg. It's something special he did that evening.
Yes. And you know, Yulimar was saying in Lausanne that she would love to speak to Inessa Kravets. So maybe if Inessa can tell her that she believes she can jump even over 16 meters, maybe it will give Yulimar that extra boost that she needs.
I hope so, because when during the World Championships in Doha, when I spoke with Yulimar Rojas, certainly using translator, because I don't speak Spanish at all, and she doesn't speak English. And I said to her that Inessa Kravets just thinks that she is the person who could overcome Inessa Kravets' world record, and she was like, "Oh, I can't believe, because for me she's the idol, and she's an incredible person." And Inessa Kravets was the person in women's triple jumps in which technique Yulimar Rojas was studied, was learned to jump long, to jump her best results. So I hope when she will hear that Inessa Kravets thinks that okay, even 16 meters is possible for Yulimar Rojas, it will inspire her.
Let's try and find a way to get the message from Inessa to Yulimar.
Okay, I will try to do it.
Great. That's wonderful. And Europe had a really good Olympic Games in Tokyo. How do you see the continent's success?
Oh, I think, first of all, for me, this Olympics in Tokyo, I followed Olympics deeply, athletics during Olympics from Sydney. But for me, all athletic during Tokyo was absolutely incredible. And certainly for European athletes, it was one of the best Olympics during maybe 5 or 6 past Olympics. And first of all, maybe every one of us can say about Karsten Warholm world record. Yes, it's absolutely incredible numbers. 45.94. It's first result under 46 seconds. And for me, it's a result more incredible because, for example, not every year Ukrainian national winner had result at 400 meters flat under 46 seconds. That is, for me, it's something just wow. And I also like this final, not only because of world record of Karsten Warholm, but also, for Capella, Maggie, Alexandra Siblio, 3 more Europeans in the final, in Olympic final of 400 meters hurdles. It's absolutely great result. Another 2, maybe for me, not about result, but about Europeans' performance of European athletes in the final. It's first of all men's javelin throw and men's hammer throwing, because in these both events, among 12 finalists, 10 of them were from Europe. It's absolutely incredible performance from European athletes in these events. And certainly, if we say about Wojciech Nowicki, Eivind Henriksen from Norway, and Wojciech Nowicki is certainly from Poland, and bronze medal for Paweł Fajdek, finally. This is absolutely incredible hammer thrower who didn't achieve final, being the favorite during London Olympics in Rio. And he didn't achieve the final at both previous Olympics, and finally he achieved it, and he even took the podium in Tokyo. It was, for me, it was absolutely incredible performance. And certainly in javelin throw, I said before that we expected that Fetter is #1 and the Fetter is unbeatable this season. But if you remember javelin throw during last global athletics events at Olympics games and during World Championships, it always some new names, something like Welcott, Yego, Anderson Peters, and this year is Neeraj Chopra. It's for me, it's absolutely incredible. And instead of Fetter, there were 2 Czech throwers at the podium, Jakub Vajtlev and Viteslav Vesely. It was absolutely funny. Just what to say about, certainly Jakob Ingebrigtsen, area record, European record in 1500 meters. It was great. I honestly didn't see this race because during this race, during this final, I was focused on the final of women's high jump. So I just saw results, and it was absolutely good to see that it was not tactical race. It was race. It was running for result. It was fast race. It's like during London Olympic 800 meters by David Rudisha, when he just make a solo race because he was sure that he can do it. So I didn't expect something like that from Jakob Ingebrigtsen, but he did it. Then maybe unexpected for me, it was to see 2 winners in 20 race walk. In men's and women's, it was Massimo Stano from men's side, and on women's hand, it was Antonella Palmisano. So the both winners for me are absolutely crazy, and certainly 50 guys that I told them that is the that is the last race walk, men's 50 kilometers. That is the absolutely last events during Olympics and during World Championships. So for me, it was the big pleasure to see winners and silver medalists from Europe, David Tamada and Jonathan Hilbert. It was like wow, because I expected to see maybe somebody more experienced athlete during this event at the podium, but they made my day. My night, sorry, it was not day, it was night. It was absolutely great for them to see both of them at the medal stands. What about certainly Hassan? Sifan Hassan. I thought I had to say that I thought that Sifan Hassan will choose only two events. If even she said that, okay, I am going to run 1,500, 5,000 and 10,000. So I was more than sure that that is not more than PR for Sifan Hassan. But when she started at 5,000, then 1,500 meters, then 10,000, it was like, wow. It's mostly 25 kilometers and during Olympics, and it wasn't tactical race. All of them, she ran fast from first race to the last race, and that is say about her incredible shape this year, and certainly 2 golds and 1 bronze medal from her during these events is something incredible. Certainly I said about Gianmarco Tamberi, and plus bronze from Maxime Nedosenkov in men's high jump. In women's high jump, for me, certainly I expected to see young Ukrainian Yaroslava Maguchik as a gold medalist, but nobody knows and nobody knew before start of their final that Yaroslava had a foot injury, take-off foot injury, just 1 week before the competition. Honestly, even I have been commentating of the final, I didn't know about that. But for sure, I was sure that for Maria Lasitskene, this final was not just about to fight for gold medal. It was something like revenge for missing Rio Olympics. And I was sure that Lasitskene will take her chance, maybe the last chance to win Olympic Games. So it's also, for me, it was fantastic final for European athletes, as well as win of Malaika Mihamba in long jump and Miltiadis Tentablu in men's long jump. I was sure that maybe in women's field, Ivana Španović will take the podium, but unfortunately, she was able just to finish 4th. She is the person who deserves this Olympic medal, maybe most of all other in the field. Certainly, maybe I expected little more from Pablo Pichardo in men's triple jump, and okay, we see Vladarchik, Anita Vladarchik is this absolutely fantastic athlete from Poland, in women's hammer throw, and who didn't know that she just had knee surgery before the World Championships in Doha in 2019. And all this year was about her recovery and her coming back to the field. And this year, he wasn't the favorite in the field. And in this case, her win in Tokyo, it's absolutely incredible. And it just about her experience and her stable result during last year. I think only the name of Anita Vladarchik already have have pushed some athlete in the field, and they are ready to give up before her name and before her titles. What I have to say about more, that is, I want to say about 400 meters hurdles also, but women's final. Certainly, McLaughlin and Mohammed, and world record for McLaughlin. It was much expected in this final, but European record from Femke Ball, 52.03. It was absolutely also incredible result, and two more Ukrainians in the final for me, Anna Rizhikova and Victoria Tkachuk, is a big achievement of also of Ukrainian and certainly of European athletics. I don't know, Anna, is it enough, or because I can continue maybe more and more?
I think we'll do a recap at the end of the year, and we can go into more detail. But I think we've already had some really interesting points that you pointed out here about the European athletes. So thank you. And Luda, what were your favorite post-Olympic moments?
For me, Anna, I don't want to repeat some names I already mentioned above during this program. That is why I will tell that, first of all, it's Atin Mu, 800 meters during Eugene Diamond League. Her 1 minute 55.04. It's another one national record for Atin Mu this year. Another one world leader. And the most for me, it's the absolutely incredible performance, because I think that she is already absolutely tired after very hard Olympics races. So it was incredible performance in Eugene, especially taking into account that she's only 19 years old. But on other hand, the most important question, for how long she could stay in this highest level, because we already had some absolutely young girls, especially at 800 meters. Do you remember Pamela Jalima from Kenya? She was incredible being junior, and she won Olympics. She another Olympics, next Olympics, she took a bronze medal, but that's all. That was only 5 years at the highest level. And I hope that Mu will stay much longer than Pamela Jalima at the international level, at the highest international level. The second performance for me after post-Olympics performance is second place of Ernest John Obiena during the Paris Diamond League with his national record. Yes, it's not next win of Armand Duplantis and so on. Why Obiena? Because first of all, he is from Philippines, and something like Paul Walter from Philippines, what we are saying about. But I like his his approach to achieve his goals, because everything started when Sergei Bubka, the legend of men's pole vault, was in Philippines. It was many years ago, maybe 2015. And this year, just Obiena was nobody in Philippines, and he just wanted to take a sign of Sergei Bubka. And when he met Sergei Bubka and told, okay, I'm also a pole vaulter, but I'm so sorry, I just dump even less than 5 meters. Sergei Bubka told him that, okay, it's not a problem. If you will jump 5 meters, I will do everything to just to make it possible to meet you with my coach, former coach Vitaly Petrov, and to be trained by him. And when Obiena jumped 5 meters, it was the first goal for him. And he just told to Bubka, okay, I jumped already 5 meters. And Bubka said, okay, no problem. Here is Petrov, here is Formia, and you can try to jump even higher. And that is, that is about person who don't afraid to ask, and who don't afraid to make another very important step in their career or in their life. The same, for example, for Yulima Rojas, who just asked Ivan Pedrosa that maybe you will be interested to train me. Yes, I am nobody, but I would like to be a part of your group. And Ivan Pedrosa say, for sure. And what we have another world record holder. It's crazy stories about athletes, and about, first of all, the world of athletics right now is absolutely open, and that is beautiful. And the last performance, post-Olympic performance favorite for me is certainly Francine Nyon Samba, not only in Eugene, but also in Paris Diamond League, because of her national records over 2 miles, over 3,000 meters. And that is not only because of result, but because of her flexibility. When she wasn't able to run her favorite 800 meters and maybe 400 meters and even 1500 meters, she decided, okay, I will try. But as well as Semenya also tried, but she wasn't able. Nyon Samba is absolutely, for me, she not doesn't right, she did it, and she just believed in herself that yes, I can do it. And that is why I think, for me, that is one of greatest after post-Olympic performance. If even during Olympics she wasn't successful and didn't reach the medal stand.
Thank you, Luda. The story of Obiena is really fantastic. And as you say, like Yulimar, don't be afraid to ask. And I totally agree. Francine's determination is amazing. She's not going to stop because, oh, I'm not allowed to run on my favorite distance. I'm going to go and I'm going to try on a distance that's much longer. So really admirable. And we'll see what she will do against Helen Obiri tonight in Brussels.
Yes, certainly I'm going to follow this race.
Now, my favorite moment is from 30 August, but it's not something that happened this week. It actually happened 30 years ago. It's the men's long jump final at the World Championships in Tokyo 91, which was an amazing competition. Carl Lewis, who was undefeated for 10 years at the event, he had a great start with 8.68, the longest jump that year, while Powell could only land at 7 meters 85. Lewis then had a foul, while Powell got into gear and jumped 8.54. Lewis's series after that was simply awesome. A windy 8.83, a windy 8.91, just over, but illegally over the world record, and then two regular 8.87 and 8.84. Absolutely amazing. But in his fifth attempt, Powell found the perfect jump and sailed to a regular 8.95. Bob Beeman's magic 890 meters world record was beaten, and so was Lewis, despite the most fabulous series of jumps ever achieved, and at sea level. I had the joy to witness that amazing competition in Tokyo. And after the session was over, I went down to the long jump pit and took some of the sand. And it's been sitting on the shelf in my living room since. I'll show it to you next week, though, because I didn't put it in the suitcase when I left home a couple of days ago. But I've got it and I'll show it to you. So back now to 2021. And for me, another special moment this time from the season was in the Paralympic Games in Tokyo when Lisa Adams of New Zealand won gold in the shot put. Sounds familiar? Adams, shot put women? So Lisa Adams, who has cerebral palsy, is the sister of 2 times Olympic champion and 4 times world champion Valerie Adams. Valerie is Lisa's coach, and she was in the stands in Tokyo just 2 weeks after winning a record 4th Olympic medal. But let's get back to top athletics circuit and first look at some stunning stats. So Kenny Bednarek, after running 1979 in the 200 meters at the Diamond League in Paris, is the first sprinter ever to achieve 10 legal sub-20 times in one season. So mega sprinters like Usain, like Carl Lewis have never done it. Interesting stat. We've spoken a couple weeks ago about Ryan Krauser and his impressive consistency over 22 meters. Well, in Lausanne, Ryan Krauser set his 150th competition throw over the 22 meters plus. And this year alone, 47 times he was over that barrier. So an amazing consistency and amazing level of result on Ryan Krauser's part. An athlete who sure does seem to appreciate stats is Nicola Mcdermott. The Australian has steadily improved her PB from 191 in 2018, 196 in 2019, 198 last year, and 2 meters 02 in the Olympic Games final for silver behind Mariella Sistene. McDermott has an intriguing habit. After every jump during a competition, she takes out her notebook. As she explained at the press conference in Lausanne, she grades each phase of her jump and one thing she must improve for the next attempt. I've been doing that since 2019, she says. It's a good way to focus on the next jump. It helps to detach all the emotions. In Tokyo, McDermott wrote her notes for the final on the Australia vest. Let's look now at what is coming up next in our sport. So the Diamond League meeting is taking place tonight in Brussels. The men and women's discus were already contested on the 1st of September with victories for Daniel Stahl and Jaime Perez. Hot events for tonight include the sprints. In the 100-meter men, Tokyo 100-meter silver medalist Fred Curley is one of only 3 men in history to have broken 10 seconds for the 100 meters, 20 seconds at 200, and 44 seconds on the 400 meters, in company with Michael Norman and Wade van Niekerk. Curly declared in Brussels, "I want to be the best at all 3 distances. I want to be a legend, like Usain Bolt." He is up against Trayvon Bromell, the fastest man of 2021, who will be looking to overcome his Tokyo disappointment. And Africa is well represented by South Africa's Akani Simbine and Kenya's Ferdinand Omorwa, who recently ran 9:86 and will be making his Diamond League debut. In the 200 meters, Sherika Jackson faces Namibian duo of Christine Boma and Beatrice Mazilingi, with Dina Asher-Smith and Shakari Richardson also in the race. And the 5,000 meters women pits 2 times world champion Helen Obiri against inform Francine Niyonsaba and Ethiopia's Egayezu Taye. Among the jumps, in the women's high jump, we will have the top 5 of Tokyo, plus home star heptathlon gold medalist Nafi Thiam. And in the men's pole vault, that is another event to watch very closely. And of course, Brussels also decides the last spots for the Diamond League finals in Zurich. Next, on the 5th of September, Kamila Skolimowska Memorial in Chorzów, a continental tour gold meeting with some good fields announced, including Olympic champions Andre de Grasse, Soufiane El Bakali on the 3,000 meter flat, Hansel Parchment, Gianmarco Tamberi, Ryan Krauser, who leads the full Olympic podium in the shot put, and Wojciech Nowicki, who leads the full Olympic podium in the hammer throw. Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price will be back in the 100 meters after a short break. And then, of course, on the 8th and 9th of September, we have the Diamond League culminating with the finals in Zurich. So we are now at the end of our program. It was great having Ludmila with us on the show.
Thank you, Anna. It was great to involve, and because, you know, we love athletics always.
Definitely. And I think it shows when you're telling such wonderful stories, it just shows the passion that you have for this sport. So it's a real pleasure. Thank you, Luda. Thank you all.
If you need more stories, I am always here. These very many of them.
We'll be asking you again very, very soon, Luda. Thank you. Thank you all for watching.
Thank you for having me here.
See you next week on Love Athletics to look together at the highlights, comments, and analysis of what's been happening in our sport over the past 7 days. And the upcoming week is one with lots of interesting appointments. Thank you so much. Ciao, Luda.